And welcome to the January 30th meeting of the Fitchburg City Council. I now call this meeting to order. Please be advised that FATV is conducting audio and video recording of this meeting for public broadcast. I ask that anyone else in the audience who is recording this meeting to please identify themselves for the record now by standing and stating their name and city of residence. Seeing none, at this time, I ask that all electronic devices be placed into silent mode. Councillor Walsh, would you please lead us in the salute to the flag?
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councillor Walsh.
here.
President Zarella.
Here.
Councillor Boschman.
Present.
Councillor Kuchar.
Here.
Councillor Cragen. Here. Councillor Cruz.
Here.
Councillor Di Natale.
Here.
Councillor Fleming.
Here.
Councillor Green.
Here.
Councillor Schultz.
Here.
Councillor Van Hazinger.
Here.
We have 11 members present today.
Thank you. Public forum, we have no one coming in remotely this evening. If anyone in the audience would like to participate in public comment, please approach the center podium, identify yourself for the record by stating your name, city of residence, and the agenda item on which you wish to speak, and you will then be given up to 2 minutes to speak on that item.
Good evening, councilors. My name is Alexander Vera, Chief of Staff to the Mayor, Mayor Squalia, and I'm asking for the council to suspend a suspension of rules for the order 008-24.
8-24.
Thank you.
And we will take up that vote when we get to that point in the agenda. Oh, come on up.
Good evening, councilors. My name is Christopher Batinzi. I live at 43 East Street here in the city of Fitchburg. I rise to speak about agenda item 11-24, which is the phase 2 of the Twin Cities Rail Trail. I respectfully request that the councilors vote to approve not only the phase 2 of the rail trail, but any additional phases of the rail trail. I think the rail trail is one of the best projects that Fitchburg could engage in from a civic perspective. I've seen a lot of people utilize it. I've seen many more families be able to walk, to ride their bikes, to push their kids around, to walk their dogs, than not if the product didn't exist. And I encourage its continued development, but also its current development. I think it's a great opportunity for Fitchburg. I myself use it. I think in the warmer months, it's a great outlet for many people. I think it definitely doesn't come without its costs, both direct costs as well as the opportunity costs with people having their homes being taken by eminent domain or the property, or that property being developed for the rail trail. But I think that now that we're committed through phase 1, now that it exists, now that that sort of bump has been overcome, I think phase 2 and any further phases to connect not only the rail trail here to the Central Mass rail trails that go from Boston to the western part of the states, I think should be encouraged and maybe prioritized by the city. Not that the city isn't, but I just think it's a great opportunity for the city. I think it's an excellent outlet for families and for just anyone really to use it. And I would encourage the city council to approve the plans for phase 2 of the rail trail at 11-24. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Lisa McMaster from Warren Street in Fitchburg. I'm here to address you on 00824. I'm asking that you not vote and approve this, the councilors. We need a council in-house. We need it that's local. This one's an hour away. It has never done a city. I just really think that you tried to do it 6 months ago. I really think that the funds could be spent elsewhere than at this place when it's already have this. In addition, I'm a little disappointed that the mayor isn't here at the city council meeting. This is the second one in a row, so a little disappointing on somebody that was voted for isn't here at the city council. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Further public comment at this time? Seeing none, we will proceed with the announcements. The next meeting of the Widowed Helping Widowed Support Group will take place on Thursday, February 8th, 2024, from 4 until 5:30 p.m. in room 205 at the Fitchburg State University Recreation Center, 130 North Street. Kelly Lynn and Councillor Bernie Schultz will co-facilitate the meeting. There are 2 climate change workshops taking place. One is on Zoom, the other is in person. The Zoom meeting is scheduled for Thursday, February 15th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. on Zoom. The intent is to address concerns about the impacts of climate change in Fitchburg, share your thoughts on ways to help our neighborhoods deal with issues like higher temperatures, heavy rains, and flooding, or increasing public parks and green spaces. And this is held by the Nashua River Watershed Association. At the in-person meeting, which I actually don't see a date on here for. It was last night. Oh, I'm sorry. The in-person meeting was last night. My apologies. So for the Zoom meeting, refreshments will not be provided.
Council, can I, actually, the meeting last night, I don't think took place.
No, it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was moved to February 8th, I believe.
Yes.
February 8th. Do we know the times?
Same.
Oh, same times. So February 8th, 5:30 to 7:30. What location?
Senior Center.
At the Senior Center will be the in-person meeting, and refreshments will be provided. You can attend both meetings. The in-person meeting will outline the concept of nature-based solutions and will solicit input on, climate and environmental ideas and issues and places in the community that could be good sites for nature-based solutions. And the Zoom meeting will then discuss the sites recommended and identify specific sites to move forward with. Further, we have, I'm sorry?
Fantastic. Also that.
Okay, thank you. Right now, obviously, we are all benefiting from the excellent services of FATV, our local access channel. They do an awful lot for this city, both the government and the community. And their funding stream is in danger. They are funded by a fee on cable. As we all know, cable is dying. There is legislation in the House and Senate which will help to protect local access channels by identifying an alternate source of funding. Please contact State Representative Mike Kushmerek, and ask him to support House Bill H74 and State Senator Cronin about Senate Bill S34. For more information, visit fatv.org/SOS. And I will say personally, please help us preserve our excellent local access programming. It's invaluable. And lastly, the Catmobile will be here in Fitchburg on Thursday, February 15th at the Central Fire Station over on North Street. There is info at mrfrs.org to make reservations. Oh, sorry, email info@mrfrs.org. And Councillor Cragen, what services are provided again?
So the services provided are going to be spay and neuter, but they also provide vaccines and microchips as needed. There are vouchers available through our Leominster-Fitchburg Animal Control. So if you receive government assistance, food stamps, anything like that, you should be able to get a voucher. Just let Merrimack River Feline Rescue Society know. We have a couple of other dates as well, Chief. I believe the next date also February 20. We've got this on our data.
Who's she talking to?
Oh, I got it. Okay, they also are coming on Thursday, March 14th and Thursday, March 28th. And
Same hours?
exact same hours. You've got to get a reservation and you've got to pay in advance. But like I said, there are vouchers available through the Leominster-Fitchburg Animal Control, and people should request that when they check in. We do have an overabundance of animals in our shelters right now, so this really behooves me to tell everyone, please get your cat spayed or neutered. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have a report of the Appointments Committee. Councillor Kuchar.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Appointments Committee met earlier this evening. We took up one new appointment for a permanent full-time firefighter for the city of Fitchburg, Ian B. Wilder, which was unanimously approved.
Chief, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, council members. And once again, I just want to thank you all for the opportunity to present our top candidate for the vacant fire position that I hope with your approval we will fill this evening. This is Ian Wilder, and he will be replacing retired Deputy Chief Roberto Alicea. Ian is a licensed paramedic. He has worked for Patriot Ambulance for the last 8 years as a paramedic and also as a supervisor. So his EMS knowledge and experience will be a tremendous asset to the city of Fitchburg, its residents, and the Fitchburg Fire Department. Ian's family is from Fitchburg after a short stint of moving away. Ian has moved back into the city. He's been here for 11 years. His daughters, Avery and Livy, attend Fitchburg Public Schools, and their younger brother, Lincoln, will also attend public schools once he's old enough. And the reason that I do mention that is because when they go home, as you said how important FATV is, they're going to go back and they're going to hear their names mentioned, and it's just going to make their day. So,
excellent.
All right? Another reason for everybody to rally around the support for FATV. This is Ian's second time going through this interview process. This is the closest that he's been to being hired. So I know that with your blessing, he is very excited and very eager to become a Fitchburg firefighter and start serving the residents of Fitchburg. He has passed all of his background checks and his medical evaluations, and his hiring will bring our staffing up to 80 because we're still one short due to another retirement. I'll be happy to answer any questions that anybody may have.
Councillor Brochman.
Now, Chief, you notice I got hearing aids here. Did I hear you correctly? Did you tell me that he's from Ward 2?
He is from Ward 4.
Ward 4 now?
And has
You told me 1.
Don't hold that against him.
He's not from Clegon, so it doesn't really matter. Well, I don't know what it does in your eyes.
Is he going to be stationed up in Ward 2?
He will be at some point. He will be at some point.
All right, I guess I'll have to say yes on this one.
Second.
I have a motion and second. If there is no objection, we'll take this by unanimous consent. Seeing none, it is unanimously approved.
Oh, thank you very much.
Congratulations and welcome.
I know my dad, Andy, Ward 4.
Welcome. Congratulations. Welcome to the department.
I shake you this hand because I have something done. Be careful, all right? Good luck to you, too. Remember, Ward 2 is number 1.
As is our custom, I would ask that we clear the bench so that he can take photos with his family at his swearing in.
I, Thomas, solemnly promise and swear
I solemnly promise and swear
that I will faithfully and impartially,
that I will faithfully and impartially,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
and to the best of my knowledge and ability,
perform and discharge
perform and discharge
all duties incumbent upon me
all duties incumbent upon me
as a permanent
as a permanent
Pittsburgh firefighter.
district firefighter.
So help me God. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, David.
All right. Next, we have the report of the Committee on Records. Councillor Walsh.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have examined the records, and they appear to be in order.
Make a
Thank you
motion
very
we
much.
accept.
Second.
I have a motion and second. If there's no objection, we'll take this by unanimous consent. Seeing none, the report of the Committee on Records is approved. We have 4 communications from Her Honor the Mayor, 2 new appointment letters. Mr. Robert J. Talbot as a member of the Fitchburg Zoning Board of Appeals, term to expire February 6, 2029. Mr. Joseph S. Bowen, member of the Fitchburg Cultural Council, term to expire February 6, 2027. And a reappointment letter for Mr. Basil Tolos as a member of the Fitchburg Disability Commission, term to expire February 1st, 2027. Those all stand referred to the Appointments Committee. We also have an appointment letter from Her Honor the Mayor of Attorney Lisa Mead of Mead, Tellerman and Costa, LLC, to the position of City Solicitor for a 1-year term to expire January 25th, 2025. This matter is the Mayor's sole appointment, so it will not go to the Appointments Committee. We then also have 6 promotion letters, all within the Fire Department. Captain Patrick G. Haverty to Provisional Deputy Chief, Lieutenant Jude Lambert to Captain, Lieutenant Christopher J. Malett to Captain, Firefighter John A. Gerard to Lieutenant, Firefighter Sean M. Joubert to Lieutenant, and Firefighter Francisco Robles III to Lieutenant. Those also do not require council approval, but I would like to congratulate all those firefighters on their promotions. Next, we have the report of the Finance Committee. Councillor Di Natale.
Thank you, Mr. President. Finance met on Wednesday, January 24th, and took up the following matters. Order 27623. City of Fitchburg hereby approves the expenditure of state earmark funds in the approximate amount of $200,000 in support of the production of market rate apartments, and that was favorably recommended as amended. 27723, order that the City of Fitchburg approves the expenditure of state earmark funds in the approximate amount of $150,000 to be added to the city's Main Street Housing Incentive Program created last year in support of production of market rate housing in Main Street buildings. That was adopted as amendment. 27823, order the City of Fitchburg approves the expenditure of grant funds from the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities in the approximate amount of $100,000 for the purpose of conducting a study of the Water Street Gateway Corridor, specifically between the Water Street Bridge and the intersection of Bemis Road and Wanusknock Road, to analyze and prioritize redevelopment opportunities and infrastructure needs. That was adopted. And lastly, 27923, in order that the City of Fitchburg approves the expenditure of grant funds from the Executive Office of Economic Development Mass Works Program and the approximate amount of $450,000 for the creation of engineering designs, including underground utilities for the reconfiguration of Moran Square. All orders were adopted unanimously.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and second to approve the report of the Finance Committee. If there is no objection, I'll take this by unanimous consent. Seeing none, it is unanimously approved. Report of the Public Safety Committee. Councillor Green.
Yes, thank you. Public Safety met tonight. We took up the following petition, 274-23, Intercar Motor Group Corporation to petition for a Class II dealer's license located at 556 River Street. That was approved unanimously.
Make a motion, we accept.
Second.
I have a motion and second to accept the report of the Public Safety Committee. If there's no objection, it is unanimously approved. Report of the Public Works Committee. Councillor Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. President. Public Works Committee this evening approved the minutes from a previous meeting, October 26, as well as approved our remaining dates for this year. We had some DPW updates from Commissioner Erickson, who let us know that we're about halfway through our budgeted funds for snow and ice, about $500,000. As for petitions, we had 5 petitions today. Councillor Squalia and Councillor Van Hazinga to install a berm at 405 Blossom Street from the driveway to the existing storm drain to mitigate water intrusion into the landscaped area and sidewalks, approximately 50 feet. Request review from DPW. It's number 254-23. That was approved unanimously. 25-23, Councillor Fleming to replace, install a berm in front of Klondike Ave, 75 Klondike Ave was to mitigate flooding was held. Councillor Kuchar requesting a berm to be placed at the intersection of Oak Hill to the storm drain just past 394 Franklin Road was also held. Councillor Squalia to remove large stump in front of 264 Elm Street. That's 25-7-23. That was approved unanimously. And finally, Councillor Kuchar to replace, we amended this to replace, instead of the berm, it is the driveway entryway in front of 466 Franklin Road. That was also approved unanimously.
Make a motion, we accept.
Second.
I have a motion and second. If there's no objection, it is approved. Next, we have Orders Finance, and we do have the request for suspension on 00824, order that the City of Fitchburg hereby appropriates and transfers a sum of $42,240 from Law Department Personal Services to Law Department expenses for the appointment of the City Solicitor.
Mr. President, I make a motion that we send this to the council as a whole so we all can ask questions if we want.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and second to suspend the rules for the purpose of sending this to council as a whole. This is a non-debatable motion. All in favor?
Aye.
In opposition? I see 2 in opposition. The motion passes. 3 in opposition. The motion still passes, and this will be sent to council as a whole.
I apologize. Who was the third? I have Cruz, Fleming.
And
Thank you.
next we have.
Sorry, just to clarify, we had a request for a suspension that we didn't hear, or we didn't take a vote on suspending of the rules, but now we've approved it going to council as a whole at another date and time?
Yes. The motion to suspend is at the discretion of the council. No councillor made a motion to suspend and no councillor made a motion to suspend in order to take it up this evening. And instead, the council approved a motion to send it to council as a whole. So that is the current disposition of the matter.
Mr. President?
I don't think everybody heard what we were doing because not everybody voted.
Everybody voted.
I'd like to ask Councillor Boschman if he'd be willing to rescind his motion.
It's already been made and voted.
Okay.
We could take up a motion for reconsideration.
Move for reconsideration.
But it needs to be made by someone who was in the prevailing majority.
Move to reconsider.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, this is a 2/3 vote for reconsideration. All in favor?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm willing to count a vote for reconsideration as well. That's 8 votes to reconsider. Those in opposition? 1, 2. I've got 8 votes in favor, 2 votes against. That doesn't add up. Who hasn't voted?
One's missing.
Oh, right. Thank you. So we now have the question of sending it to council as a whole before us again. Yes. Sorry?
Wouldn't it be suspension of the rules, Mr. President?
Suspension of the rules for the purpose of sending it to council as a whole. That was the motion that was made, so that is the motion that can be reconsidered. It can be rejected and then followed with a motion for...
Mr. President, if I may ask, I think there's confusion because we're saying motion to suspend the rules and refer to committee. Do we not?
Right.
We don't need a suspension to refer to a committee.
We need a suspension to refer to council as a whole because
It's not
otherwise it would go to its subject matter
It's
committee.
not listed on the agenda as the committee. The other-
Even if it were, council as a whole requires a suspension under the rules as written.
Okay.
So that is the issue. Normally, when we say motion to suspend, what we're talking about is a motion to suspend the rule that requires it to be sent to committee at all, so that we can take it up immediately.
So essentially, the motion is basically, do you want to send it to council as a whole?
Yes.
Just
That's
ignore
how
the motion to suspend.
That's how it comes
Do you want
out.
to send it to committee?
Yep. Do you want to send it to council as a whole? That is the current question. A vote in favor sends it to council as a whole. A vote against, at the moment, would leave it still going to finance and legislative, but then a further motion could be made if it were the will of the council.
To do it now.
Councilor Green.
Sorry, President Zarella, I'm still confused. And again, correct me if I'm wrong. In times past, when we've had a suspension of the rules, we suspend the rules so we can hear the matter before us tonight.
Right.
Okay. Are we not getting an opportunity to do that tonight, where we are all present, and
It depends on whether the motion to send it to council as a whole prevails or not.
Okay, so then can you explain, if we take up that vote to not send it to council, we can then hear the matter tonight?
We would then take a separate vote for suspension of that rule to bring it before us tonight. If both votes fail, then it just goes to its subject matter committees like it normally would.
Okay, so your next order would be to ask us to suspend the rules to hear us tonight, or to not send it to committee?
So right now, the motion before us is to send it to committee. So a vote in favor sends it to committee. A vote against leaves it open for further action.
Okay.
So first, let's take a roll call vote. Again, an affirmative vote sends it to council as a whole.
At a later date.
At a later date, yes. I mean, obviously,
I think
because we
it's
don't have council as a whole tonight.
Mr. President, my question to you is, when you say a later date, how long? Is it going to be a month? Is it going to be a day? Is it going to be a week?
Probably next week, assuming that there is room in the chamber schedule to schedule a meeting.
All right. I understand you now.
All right. So, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll for a 2/3 vote?
Councillor Walsh.
Yes.
President Zarella.
Yes.
Councillor Boschman.
Yes.
Councillor Kuchar.
No.
Councillor Cragan.
I'm going to say no. We need to move forward.
Counselor Cruz.
Nope.
Counselor Di Natale.
Yes.
Counselor Fleming.
Yes.
Counselor Green.
No.
Counselor Schultz.
Yes.
Counselor Van Hazinga.
No.
Six yes. 5 noes.
By a motion of by a vote of 6 to 5, failing to hit the 2/3 majority, the motion fails. We now
Move for suspension of the rules to hear the matter this evening.
Second.
I have a motion and second for suspension to hear the matter this evening. Madam Clerk?
Counselor Walsh.
No.
President Zarella.
No.
Counselor Boschman.
No.
Counselor Kuchar.
No.
Counselor Cragen.
Yes.
Counselor Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Di Natale.
No.
Counselor Fleming.
No.
Counselor Green.
Yes.
Counselor Schultz.
No.
Counselor Van Hazinga.
Yes.
By a vote of 4 to 7, that motion also fails to reach a 2/3 majority. So the matter stands referred to its subject matter committees, Finance and Legislative Affairs.
Mr. President, question for you. Do you honestly think it's a good idea when we should all be discussing?
Counselor, it's a non-debatable issue. We have two items, 01324 and 01424, that both stand referred to the Finance Committee. 01324, City of Fitchburg hereby approves the expenditure of funds from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security Violence Against Women Act federal grant program in the approximate amount of $74,155.78 for the purpose of retaining the Police Department's domestic violence advocate position, as well as to support training and provide supplies during DV Awareness Month. 01424, order that the City of Fitchburg hereby approves the expenditure of funds from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security Justice Assistance Grant allocation in the approximate amount of $45,702.51 to address unmet criminal justice and officer safety needs in the form of new radios and accessories. Those both stand referred to Finance. We have a further request for suspension of the rules on 01524, order that the City of Fitchburg hereby approves the transfer within of $150,000 from Police Personal Services Patrolman to Police Personal Services Overtime.
Move for suspension of the rules to hear it this evening.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
President Zarella.
Yes.
Counselor Boschman.
Yep.
Counselor Kuchar.
Yes.
Counselor Cragen.
Yes.
Counselor Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Di Natale.
Yes.
Counselor Fleming.
Yes.
Counselor Green.
Yes.
Counselor Schultz.
Yes.
Counselor Van Hazinga.
Yes.
Passes 11.
All right, the matter is before us.
Motion to approve the 01524.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and second. If there is no objection, it is unanimously approved. 01224, there is no committee for this one, so it is automatically before us this evening. Order authorizing the city clerk to notify the voters of the presidential primary to be held on March 5th, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Madam Clerk, did you have anything you would like to add to the council?
No, let's just get ready for a fun preliminary election.
Motion approved.
All right.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and second. If there is no objection, it is approved unanimously. 00924, an ordinance amending Article 8 entitled Snow or Ice on Motor Vehicles as outlined in the enclosed ordinance. Chapter 157-94 shall be amended as outlined in the enclosed ordinance. Chapter 169-10, entitled Violations and Penalties, shall be renumbered to Chapter 169-11. A new Chapter 169-10, entitled Duty to Remove Snow or Ice from Motor Vehicles, shall be inserted and read as outlined in the enclosed ordinance. This stands referred to Legislative Affairs. We have 3 other new petitions. 01024, Councillor Fleming on behalf of Mary Lotz at 349 Pearl Hill Road to install a berm that has deteriorated over the years, which is now causing flooding onto personal property. 01124, confirming that the city is to proceed with Phase 2 of the Twin City Rail Trails project and take all necessary actions to appropriate funds, conduct takings of easements as identified on the 100% plans, and any further DOT-approved plans, and any further actions necessary, convenient, and helpful to facilitate the completion of the Phase 2 project. And I'm sorry, 01024 will be referred to Public Works. 01124 will go to city property. And 01624, Councillor Boschman to amend Chapter 169-58 of the City Code with respect to penalties for violations of snow parking bans as outlined in the enclosed petition. And that will stand referred to Legislative Affairs.
Mr. President, when that goes to legislative affair and they have a meeting, would they notify me when they have a meeting, please?
Yes. And that actually concludes our business for the evening.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
I have a motion and second to adjourn. Seeing no objection, we are adjourned.